In our last video, you guys joined Craig and I in our landlord walkthrough 6 months after one of our tenants had died, and the morning we finally evicted our squatter. This place was horrendous. Piles of trash everywhere that needed to be bagged up. We went through a lot of contractor bags that day. The toilet and tub were beyond gross. And every surface was coated in a thick layer of cigarette tar. The entire place smelled horrible. So now that all the belongings are, we have to start cleaning up the walls and the floors and trying to figure out, what actually needs to be done. And eventually, 4 or 5 years down the road, we are going to rip out all of this lath and plaster and replace it with wallboard. But right now, just to get this place rented out, we're going to patch up all of these holes. Once we patch the holes, we can just paint right over it with a Kills, which will hopefully seal in any remaining tar, and then paint over it, and it should look great. Aside from all the tar, the walls are just filthy from contact. It looks like many trips were made down this stairway with just the wall for support. Every surface needed to be scrubbed. And for this, we used a degreaser and a green scrubby and went over everything at least twice. We've laid out all the steps that we use to tackle cigarette residue in this property, and you can check that out in the link above or in the description. It's like liquid cigarettes in here. That is just not clean enough. Okay, round 2 is done in one section. Feels squeaky clean. Pretty good. It is one of those glorious fall sunny days, but I've got to go work in that stinky apartment again. Landlord's life. Another option for getting the smoke smell out of an apartment is to just scrape all the paint off. In places where we did this, the paint was just peeling right off the plaster, so it made it much easier. Craig keeps reminding me to use a light touch so that I don't create too much plaster work for him, but it's just kind of addictive. And remember, when working with old paint and plaster like this, you need to test it for lead and then take proper precaution. We'll put a link in the description for the lead testing kit that we use.
Yeah, that doesn't show any color change at all. Yeah. No lead.
Interesting fact, lath and plaster is also known as horsehair plaster because before the 1950s, when drywall was invented, builders would mix horsehair with the plaster before coating the lath. Horsehair made the plaster more flexible for curved walls, and it also provided some measure of soundproofing, fire resistance, and insulation. After the walls, we deep cleaned the windows and the window tracks. My son's old toothbrush was a handy tool for this job. This was brand new this morning, and you say I don't do anything.
Yeah.
It was very satisfying to see these windows clean. A floor dust mop worked great on all the ceilings. The radiators also need to be disassembled and cleaned. I walk you through how we did this in the link above and in the description. So here's the spot where I did the wash, and it looks a lot better. It was finally time to deep clean this bathroom. And yes, all of the walls around where the toilet used to be are coated in just what you think they would be coated in. But I got the bathroom back to shiny. Sort of. At least we could get new paint to stick to these walls again. I could not believe what an improvement I made on this bathtub. I had literally thrown the kitchen sink at it to get it clean. And finally, to get the smell back to normal in this apartment, we used an ozone generator room by room. For more on this method, check out the video that we mentioned earlier on removing cigarette smell. And we'll also put a link to this product in the description. So now that we've removed most everything that we needed to get out of this apartment and the smell is back to normal, we can move on to the next stage, which is renovation. So we'll see you next time once Craig is done thinking about this. And thinking. And thinking.